Guys, welcome back to another day. Day 4 today. I've been playing a lot of games recently, and I don't really know what got into me, but I have been winning literally every single game I play. Like, I'm already 2389 after just 4 days from 2330 or something, so let's see if my luck can continue in this French defense. I think the line here goes like this. And we take. It should be blocking with the bishop. And we develop our knight to c5. Indeed, still he did not capture. I don't really know, but we can just castle. Well, this position doesn't really look all that interesting, but I'm pretty sure there's potential in it. So the idea from my opponent is probably some sort of an attack here. So h6 looks like the natural approach. The good thing about having a knight in the center is that I can bring my queen over, which is a decent spot for defense. As for this threat, we can ask for a trade. If it takes here, I'm of course glad to trade my bad bishop, the bad French bishop, and if it takes on my knight, the bishop over there would be pretty nice, targeting the king side. Now let's see what our opponent does next. c3. It will seem like he's trying to stop intrusion into these two squares. And in fact, in these positions where there's a knight over here, we might just play a5, and if he doesn't respond, we push down and close down his position. This move makes sense, because even in the future, we might need to retreat our bishop to a7, reroute it somehow, because another enemy piece might try to attack the bishop or something, potentially. Okay, he didn't bring out his bishop, which is good news for me. And now he can't push c4 because this is a powerful square. Let's first bring our rook in, because there's basically no potential in the A file. And after this move, why don't we try to focus on f2? Let's begin with bringing our queen over and playing queen f6 to attack f2. Let's see how our opponent responds. Queen h5. Interesting choice. This brings the possibility of this move, which is quite annoying. So let's attack the queen. And then my idea here is actually something like rook d5, because if it takes over here, we can play this move, which looks pretty sound to me. We can go here, bring back the bishop, potentially play knight over here, queen in somehow, I don't know. I like the idea. Okay, bishop f4, a nice move, stopping bishop c7. So, in this case, let's first finish the plan. And then, okay, here, interesting choice. We might play this, and dare him to actually do something like g4. Okay, he retreats, as expected. Let's bring our bishop back to support. Okay, rook e1. Now, since we've got this rook over here, it makes sense for us to try to attack, right? So why don't we play g5 or king h8? Let's go for king h8 first. And then perhaps g5, g4, like this. He's trying to bring the knight back. But if he actually does that, we can do something like this and over here. So let's play this and prepare to support this square. Unfortunately, if I go here, there's this move. But I don't really want to trade either. So let's bring the knight back temporarily. To which side, though? This side. Because my idea here would probably be... Oh no, I blundered my rook. What am I doing? Okay, fine. That's unfortunate. But, you know, this might be the first loss in the series. A rook blunder really isn't great. But, okay, it's an interesting game, and that's what's important. Let's see if we can cook up some final bit of counterplay, even though I doubt that. I think simply takes, and it's cleanly over. Yeah, there's probably no need to play on, but a twist though. we probably should check out the analysis. And let's see if there's actually some chances in the position. Because I figured the opening was pretty nice, and in a few moves we should be better, as expected. But now I don't really think I dealt with the position that great. Again, f5, yes, I agree. I have been thinking about this, though considering my plan of bringing the queen out to attack f2 was going to be wasted. After f5, I did not play for it. But okay, the engine proves that f5 is the best choice here. Rook d5, our idea. I guess the rook is a bit cramped over here, you know. Like, later I realized I just basically don't have a good square to go to. So my rook's just standing here attacking at nothing, and that's basically the biggest flaw in the position. I played on, trying to create some counterplay. I was thinking about this move. First of all, I didn't even realize I can't take the rook. And second of all, even if we don't take the rook, this move is also better because of this. So basically, the major blunder in the game, I believe, is the move Rook H5. I played it a bit too early. The engine suggests something like this. After that, he of course wouldn't trade a knight for a bishop for a knight. So as the engine suggests, we can bring the knight over here. This is a great advantage for the side without a knight on b3 as well, which is the weak b2 square. According to the engine, there might be some moves like this in the future. Trade the bishop off, and then finally bring the rook into action, and potentially there might be some attacking chances. Okay, after this, we have this. All makes sense, and then in the end, perhaps repetition, but if not, of course, we also can always bring the rook back. If he insists on attacking my rook, though, it's going to get into trouble. And yeah, basically that's that. Unfortunately, we lost for the first time, but I think it's actually an interesting game because, you know, the toughest games are not those games that you're sacrificing a piece and trying to checkmate your opponent, but rather, in my opinion, the toughest kind of position is one of those. Like extreme symmetry, only one pawn here, one pawn there, a classic French defense position. You need to learn to deal with that. And actually, I think this move is a good idea, but I played Rook H5 a bit too early. Probably Bishop C7, trading, and then Rook H5 would have made a lot more sense. Well, that's something learned. Let's hope we can win a game tomorrow, and see you tomorrow. Bye!